brought as a shlamim from here. Is that correct?
So it's so what is it? It's a suffix, right?
It's
a suffix male or female, right?
Yeah, not a tumtum.
So
yeah,
well, that's the only thing that could be brought for.
Second. What's number 12? Excludes an androgyny from a shlamim.
The Gemara just says Sami.
Does not exclude tumtum. It would appear. Okay, it looks like it's good. Toshima Hazach of Nekeva, it says male but not female. This is back to the Eily. We had this Bais once before, on the page before. When it says afterwards, it says Zachar by the sheep. It starts off with Bakar, Imena Bakar Karbani. Then it says by the sheep. Shein Talmud Leimer that it doesn't need to say that. Ma Talmud Leimer, so why does it say it? Lights Tumtum Androgynous, to exclude Tumtum and Androgynous. Why? You don't have to say Tumtum. Tumtum is a suffix. It's a Sami Mikan Tumtum. Erase that.
This is only according to Rav Chisda that you erase it? Or
yeah, because without Rav Chisda, I could say that a Tumtum is also its own species. And I need the psukim, each one, it doesn't include Tumtum. But according to Rav Chisda, that Tumtum is just a question, it's just a doubt, then I would always need to be strict. It's always under the category of the male, if that's stricter. It's only Rav Chisda that has to answer this. Toshima. Now we're talking about birds. It says, Hanevad v'amuktzah v'esnan v'mechir v'tumtum v'androgynous. A bird that was worshipped, designated for worship, was exchanged for prostitution or as a payment, or exchanged for a dog, or a tumtum and androgynous. All of these are not eligible for sacrifices. The problem is that if the kohen uses this animal as a sacrifice, he cuts the neck with his fingernail. Now the fingernail makes it into a nevela, if it's not a sacrifice. That's the correct way for a sacrifice. But if it's not a sacrifice, it's nevela. What's the rule by someone that eats nevela of a kosher bird? It's metame begadim. It makes his clothing impure when he swallows it. So all of these types of birds that are not eligible to be sacrifices, if the kohen does malika on it, Rabbi Eliezer, I'm sorry, I skipped. All of them make the person impure when he swallows that food, that bird. Rabbi Eliezer says it's a strange way of saying that it's a kosher sacrifice. He says it doesn't make him tamei. Why? Rabbi Eliezer says, if it would say male and female, then you would exclude tumtum androgynous. However, by the birds, it never says that it needs to be male or female by the sacrifices. So you don't take out the tumtum and androgynous from the birds, and you could bring a bird that's male, that's a tumtum androgynous as a sacrifice. So he says it doesn't make him tummy because it's a kosher bird. So why does it say tumtum? According to Rabbi Eliezer, tumtum didn't need to be in this category because he says that if it would say zachar nekeva, it would exclude tumtum. But here it doesn't say zachar nekeva. 1 second. Tumtum is just a doubt. You don't have to exclude that. That would be excluded automatically because you don't know. You don't need, the Torah doesn't need to tell you that. So Sami Mikan Tumtum. So take out the words Tumtum from this Brisa, and it's like we said the whole time that it's just the phrase that gets used. Tashma Rabbi Eliezer, Treifa Vakalaim Yitzudei from Tumtum Androgynous. These types of animals, they cannot be Tamura, like Kedoshim v'lei Makdishim. A Treifa animal, a Kalayim, a mixed breed, a Yitzudei, an animal that's born cesarean, or a tumtum and androgynous, they're not tamura, and if you exchange it for another animal, it's also not tamura. It doesn't get the sanctity of a sacrifice. It doesn't become the tamura, and it's not sanctified, and it doesn't become sanctified to become tamura for a different animal. So the question is, why does it have to say tumtum? Tumtum is a doubt. And if it's a male, then fine. If it's a female, it depends on the sacrifice. So the Gemara says again, Sami Mikan Tumtum. You could take that out. Just androgynous was what we meant to be referring to. Tashema. You see, it's very difficult to hold Rav Chisda down, to hold a question against Rav Chisda when there's a common phrase, it's like an idiom that's being used, that when that could be used even if it doesn't mean specifically tumtum. The next price is going to be much stronger. Rabbi Lezer Eimer Chamisha Lei Kedoshim Lei Makdishim. There's 5 things that are not sanctified, and they don't make others sanctified. Be'eluhein. And now we're going to be able to say, because we have a number, we're going to be able to say that you can't just say remove tumtum from this list. It's 5. Hatreifa, Vakilayim, V'yetidaifen, V'tumtum, V'androginus. We have 5, and tumtum is one of them. If you're going to give me that same answer you've been giving me the whole page, just remove tumtum from the list. Havlu arba. Then you're left with 4. This is the first time we really have a question on Rav Chisda, that we see that tumtum is its own species, its own gender, separate gender. The Gemara says, Apik tumtum v'ayel yasen. Take out tumtum and put in a different one, replace it with another one to make a 5th one. What is that other one? The yasim. That is, when the animal is being born, the mother dies right away. That's not eligible for a sacrifice because it says Shivas Yamim Yamimai. It can't go with this one to life, this one to death, and this one gets brought as a sacrifice. Now the Gemara says Leima Ketanai.
Can those be used? Could be used for some sacrifice, right? If a child is born.
No, there was a special one where it dies right away. That's a yasim. We learned about it. If the mother dies at the time of birth, then the child can't be used as a sacrifice. Let's say that this discussion is actually really a machlokes Tanaim. Rav Chisda is saying this, but really there's different opinions amongst the Tanaim. Rabbi Eily Yomer Mishum Rabbi Yishmael. Rabbi Eily says in the name of Rabbi Yishmael that we had before, Androgynous Becharhu Umuma Yimai. Androgynous is a male, but it has a mum. The Chachamim say Ein Kedusha Chala Alav. The Chachamim say it's not a male at all. It's not sanctified at all as a Bechar. It's nothing. Reb Shimon ben Yehuda Aimer Mishum Reb Shimon. Right? Reb Shimon ben Yehuda says in the name of Reb Shimon. So far we have Rabbi Shmuel, the Chachamim. This must be Reb Shimon by Yochai. Harei Oimer Hazachar. It says male. B'chol makom shnemer zachar. Any place where it says male, ein el lahaitzi tumtum androgynous. It's only saying it to exclude the tumtum and androgynous, because that means that a tumtum is its own species. Androgynous is its own species. I understand that it's excluding androgynous.
So it's 3 opinions.
3 opinions, yeah.
On the Bais.
First opinion says that an androgynous is a bechar.
But he has a mum.
But he has a mum, right? Second opinion says that it's not a bechar at all, either because it's a female or it's its own. That's because it's own species. It has to be its own species.
No, but then it would be the same as Reb Shimon or Yehuda. What would be the machlokes?
So very good. That's what the guy's going to discuss. Reb Shimon ben Yehuda adds in one point. He says that a tumtum and androgynous is excluded. The Chachamim didn't say anything about a tumtum. He's saying, Reb Shimon ben Yehuda is talking about tumtum. If you're going to say remove tumtum like Reb Chisda has been trying to do the whole time, Reb Shimon ben Yehuda, it must be the machlokes here is regarding a tumtum. This is the Leima Ketanai. The discussion, Reb Chisda's discussion about tumtum is now a machlokes. It's not machlokes Tanai, because according to Reb Shimon, the tumtum is its own species, and according to the sages, the tumtum is just a doubt. male or female, but it's not its own species. Elalav tumtum ikabinayu. The machlekes here is regarding tumtum. The Tanakama sovereign kedusha chala alav. The Tanakama holds that when do we say that there's no kedusha on it? That's only on the androgynous. Avala tumtum, but tumtum sveiko. The kaddish misveika. It's a doubt. Is it a male or female? And out of doubt, it's kaddish. We have to consider it. Maybe it's a male. V'asar Rab Shimon ben Yehuda l'meimar. Rab Shimon ben Yehuda is going to say, tumtum ber Yehu. Tumtum is its own species. V'loi kaddish. And it's not sanctified. So here we have a discussion regarding, we have a machlekes. In Rav Chizda's opinion, we have a machlekes tanoim. Chizda said that tumtum is just a doubt, and now we have tanoim that say one opinion is that it's a doubt. That's a chachamim, and Reb Shimon holds that tumtum is its own species.
As the fetus based on XY, XX, male hormones, female hormones changes because it starts off the same. The intermediate stage is actually a tumtum stage.
Uh-huh.
How comes the Gemara? I mean, I have pictures here, but I'm not going to show you right now. This is just a diagram. All right? Too much information. But the intermediate stage looks identical.
Uh-huh.
It's just...
Is it a tumtum or androgynous? It has both.
No. The intermediate stage...
That's an androgynous.
They look right, but it really isn't. It's just it hasn't gone male or female yet.
Right.
So when we call... So I don't understand. It's not a final product. It's an intermediate product. It's almost like the animal was born premium.
Right. No, 100%. That's now we have a question. Do we say that this is in doubt which way it was going, or do we say that this has its own status?
So nowadays, they can just take a blood sample and a genotype and see if it's XY, and if we see it's XY, we know it's male.
Right.
I mean, the Gemara didn't have
Right.
it. So now it's very simple to know if it was male or female underneath.
Right. I thought you were going to say something like, give it a credit card and send it to the mall and see what it says.
How much it spends. Oh boy, you're in trouble.
Yeah, okay. The Gemara says, like, you don't really have a proof. In the Steichemed, he discusses that at different stages, an androgynous is able to become pregnant and impregnate. Both.
Yeah.
At different not probably at the same stage in life, but with the same body, probably with different hormones or whatever, or under different influences, could impregnate and also become pregnant.
The potential is there for whichever way you go.
Oh,
So he brings that in the Steichemed. He brings
So
that.
that's
You have a male organ and at the same time have a uterus?
Well, I think what he's saying,
Thanks.
the potential.
Like where are you going to
Makes
put the baby? The baby's got to have a uterus, right? So how can it have a uterus and a male organ at the
I
same
don't
time?
think that's what he's saying. I think he's calling the intermediate stage of potential.
I think there's a both there, but just very, very small.
No, it's not that they're both there. It's the same item either becomes one or the other from that point on, depending on the and if it hasn't changed,
So then I don't know.
then you're stuck with the androgen.
What
no,
point
no.
is this? Can you describe, like,
I just showed
intervally wise, like?
I just showed it.
At what month? At what month? In the second trimester sometime?
Oh, I could look that up.
I was just curious.
Okay. The Gemara says, like, it's not a machlekes tanaim. The kuli ala tumtum beria like the beria like misafkin. No one thinks that a tumtum is a beria. Its beria means its own species. Zachar nekevo de misafka. We only question if it's a male or female.
So Rav Chizda says it's its own species.
No, the dragon is its own species.
Oh,
Tumtum is not its own species.
okay, sorry.
And Zachar nekevo misafka. Matal mum b'makim zachros. The kuli alma le pligi de zachar. I'm sorry. Matal mayim b'makim zachros. The kuli alma le pligi de zacharu. You have to look at how it urinates. If it urinates like a male, it's a male. Completely. Where is the machlekes? Matal mayim b'makom nakvus. If it urinates like a female, possible that maybe the male is like inverted, or it looks like it's urinating like a female, but really it's a male. Another one says no, you don't suspect of that, and it's urinating like a female, it's a female. So the only question here is, in this case where it's matal mayim, it urinates like a female, we have a question if it's a male or female. That's the question. But no one thinks that it's a beria. So, what are we left with here? Beria means its own species, its own gender.
So there's still a suffix.
There's only a question, it's just a suffix. But what happens here, it sounds like now, tumtum. What is Reb Shimon saying different than the Chachamim? Rav Chisda says that it's not a suffix. Rav Chisda says that it's in a keva, and the Chachamim say that it's a suffix. That's what's happening here. But no one says that. So what is this saying? What does this do for Rav Chisda? That's what Rav Chisda said, that it's also a suffix. Everyone agrees with Rav Chisda that it's a suffix. So then what's the machlekes, the Chachamim? Does it say by you what the machlekes? So therefore, what's the machlekes, the Chachamim, according to this? The Chachamim and Rabbi Yehuda.
That was a chart.
Here, right here. Is this like something?
Doesn't say Rabbi
The Chachamim and Reb Shimon. The Chachamim, let me take a look at this.
It's a chart.
Chachamim say...
Is it a chart? Or are you busy with it?
I'm busy.
Oh, this is very complex. Suffix Zachar, suffix Nekeva.
Terrible. Put your cool pictures back up.
It's the same. No, Reb Shimon ben Yehuda b'shem Reb Shimon says Matal mayim b'makom nakvus is a Nekeva. If it urinates like a female, it's a female. And the Chachamim say that it's a suffix. That's the machlekes. There's only one. That's going to be the machlekes.
Okay, so Chachamim say it's a suffix.
Okay.
And who says that it's a if it urinates
It's a
like
Nekeva.